there, everybody. It's Jessica from the Leaky Boob, and I'm live streaming today from the ABC Kids Expo, and I am at the Milkies booth, Fairhaven Health Milkies, with Helen and Tobi. We're talking all about breast compression and breast milk storage, and I'm so excited because Helen is going to demonstrate for us and teach us how to do breast compressions. And we were talking about this just a few days ago, the importance of breast compressions as breastfeeding moms. And I'd love for you to tell us who needs to know this, when they might use it, why, what, all the where, and all the details about it. And then can you teach us how to do this for ourselves?
I would love to touch my boob
for
you and all your viewers.
And I definitely want to do that too.
Let's all let's touch our boobs together. We're in Vegas, so this is totally appropriate. But it's also appropriate on your living room couch.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. So breast compression is important because we know that an empty breast makes more milk than a breast that has residual milk. So one way to get even more milk removed from your breast is to do breast compression. And it's also
why does breast compression help remove milk from the breast?
Because you have another way of getting the milk out. So the baby is nursing here and doing a great job. But what we're going to do is use breast compression to push down on the ducts where your milk is being stored and push the milk out. And this is great because sometimes moms can have like skinny tubes that lead from where the milk is stored out of the nipple, or the tubes can be really twisted. And so
Twisty
tubes
tubes are definitely a problem.
So
I hope I don't have twisty tubes.
you don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You might have twisty tubes.
The only way to know is what, ultrasound? Even then.
I don't.
Yeah, so you can't necessarily know.
I think there's be some sort of imaging where you would be able to see where the milk travels within the breast tissue.
Right.
But we know that moms that have skin getting plugged ups, and then which can lead to mastitis.
Oh, and abscess and pain and all kinds of gnashing of teeth and crying.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So what we want to do is keep that milk moving, because we know any fluid in the body that sits in one place for long enough, sometimes we get bacteria that grows and then problems occur. So what we want to do is always keep that milk moving out of the breast.
We need to keep it.
Yes, and so again, we know that an empty breast is a breast that's getting the signal to make more milk. So this really protects your milk supply. And breast compression is also great if your nipples are sore or if your baby's having any trouble latching.
Okay.
Because your baby's not working so hard to get the milk out. So you're kind of
making it easier.
Yeah, you're helping the milk come out, and that way the baby isn't putting as much pressure on your tender tissues.
So Helen, what I hear you saying is breast compression is pretty much good for any mom who's using her breast to feed her babies.
That's why we're talking about it, because it's really important and everybody should know about it.
Everybody should know about it.
Spreading the good word.
Yes, because I didn't know anything about that.
Right.
So I totally want to learn about this.
I've been breastfeeding off and on for the better part of 17 years, and I think I learned about breast compression like 4 years ago.
Right.
And it blows my mind that I just learned that. So from what I understand, breast compression also helps moms maybe who have low supply to fully empty their breast, which tells their body to make more milk.
Right.
It helps moms avoid mastitis and plugged ducts. It also, Leakies, tell us what you use breast compression for, how it helps you, how you manage that. Leave your comments below, and I'll let you go back to telling us how to do this.
And we're going to start demonstrating it, right?
We're gonna
Because I
start
need to
We're
learn
gonna
how
get
to do
hands
this.
on?
Yep,
Hands
hands
on.
on.
All right.
And follow along at home if you would like. Okay.
Yep, get hands on, ladies. You're
Get
gonna
hands
want
on.
to touch these boobs.
Right.
Your
So,
boobs.
There's really no wrong way to do this. Just be gentle with yourself, but you do need pressure. So a good way to start is to make a C with your hand.
Right.
Okay? And then we're just gonna squish our boob. Okay? And we do this, a lot of times your baby's nursing here. So think about making that boob sandwich. It's like a sandwich, right? That your baby's gonna be able to
And we're
kind of munch
compressing
on.
like that?
Yep. And so your baby's head is here, and the mouth is up and down, and so you're pressing this breast and kind of making it into a breast sandwich for your baby. And so you do this as your baby is getting ready to drink. A lot of times we'll do more pressure, and so that moves.
So
the
baby's
milk.
already latched on.
Right.
Baby's latched on, and you're apparently really well
You
supported.
probably have a pillow, like
Yes.
some sort of a nursing pillow that your baby's being supported on, because you're going to need to be essentially hands-free.
Okay.
A sling, I think, would help too if you're doing a sling.
Anything that
You
keeps
have
your
a
baby
sling.
on
A
without
sling,
you
a
having.
ring sling where you can just
Right, you
position
kind of adjust
easily,
where you need them to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, do you start like all the way back to the breast wall, or do you kind of
You
start
start
midway
at
on
the breast. You start at where your breast kind of connects to your chest wall is where you want to start, and then you just keep pressing until no more milk comes in. Okay? And keep in mind, if you say, oh, my hand's getting tired, no problem. Just start using your other hand. So it's really
And
really
you can
pretty
use
easy.
a downward motion with it, or
You can move it down, or you can just press. You can just use that.
And I would
press.
think you'd start really feeling that your obviously your breasts are hard when it's
Right.
time to. Well, you don't want to be
They're
too hard,
firm,
but
but
they're
yeah,
firm.
they're firm.
And now you can start feeling that moving down of the breast, and you can feel where you need to kind of position yourself. Right.
As it,
Right.
as it drains.
As it drains.
When your milk ducts are empty, you won't feel any more lumpiness or
Right,
bumpiness.
it becomes smooth again.
Yeah, it becomes really smooth, and then you'll notice too that no more milk is coming out.
Now, is this just something you're going to use when your baby's actively breastfeeding, or can you do it with pumping as well?
Pumping is a great time to use breast compression. So if you want to Google the term, it's hands-on pumping.
Hands-on pumping.
It's hands-on pumping. So we call it breast compression when you're nursing baby. We call it hands-on pumping when the pumps do the work, essentially.
Okay.
And so what we know is breast pumps are great, but they can't empty the breast as well as a baby.
Right.
So we need to give that breast some help,
Right.
right?
Yes.
We're not just going to rely on the pump. We're going to use our hands, and really it's your hands in combination with the pump
Yes.
that are really going to do a good job emptying your breast and supporting a strong supply.
Yes.
We know that when milk remains in the breast, milk supply
goes down.
because the body's like,
All the time, and we're stressed, and we're not really, basically emptying our breast.
Exactly.
2 weeks into it, we realize, oh, I'm not pumping enough,
Right.
Yeah.
and we think there's a problem. When really we just should have been
Hands-on.
Hands-on.
Right.
I like that.
I like that.
Hands-on.
So
Right.
is this just something mom's going to do at the very beginning with a new baby, or is this a useful tool and practice throughout her breastfeeding days?
It's a useful tool throughout the whole breastfeeding experience. However, she may find that there's some time when she needs it more. Like if her baby's falling asleep at the breast a lot, breast compression can keep your baby awake and engaged with breastfeeding.
Wow, that's great.
So if you're trying to solve some problems, breast compression is a good place to start.
So if you've got a sleepy, jaundiced baby, newborn, and they keep falling asleep at the breast, doing some breast compressions can not only help flush out that bilirubin and get them on the road to health, it just makes it easier for them.
Right, and it supports your strong supply. You were talking about a newborn that's
Yeah.
sleepy. So what we see is a sleepy newborn really isn't going to empty the breast the way he needs to.
Right.
And so right away, she could have issues with
Experience with
supply.
supply.
And start off with a challenge and think that
start
she
off
can't
with
do
a
it.
challenge. Right. So
Now, so what if a mom has a really big supply? Should she avoid breast compressions, or are there times where it's appropriate for her as well?
yeah, it's really up to you. So if you're feeling really engorged, or like say, I don't have a lot of time to pump. Like
Right.
I'm on my lunch break and I spent
Right.
25 minutes of it chatting
You
with
know
my
what
buddies
that's like?
about what was on True Blood last night or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I
see
need
this
to.
has
So I need to get through this pumping session.
Right.
So I'm putting my pump on. I'm going to put it to the setting that's comfortable for me, and I'm going to use breast
So in that
compression
case, a
baby to pump.
hands-free pumping bra is going to be very helpful.
Right, because you need two hands.
Yes.
And with hands-on pumping, we do a little bit differently, where we're really doing a lot of pressure with the hands, because we don't have to. The baby's not
So
engaged.
instead of
anymore.
this breast sandwich,
Right.
We're doing the,
Right.
the two.
Right.
This
Because
sort of
the
really
baby's not
helped me
engaged.
when I was at work, because I work for the fire department, and when I had to pump, a 911 call could
Yeah.
come at any time.
So getting through that pumping.
I needed to get through that
Yeah.
pumping, and I really wasn't able to get through it all the time, so I just pumped more to kind of compensate.
Right.
That would have really helped for me to have known that.
Right.
Really
Why
would have helped.
isn't this more talked about?
We need
in
to
Mama?
know about
Why
this.
do you need to know about
It's
this?
just not, it's not a product that somebody's marketing
Yeah.
and
It's not
selling,
the truth.
right? It's just a technique that's free and easy to do, and
It
so
But it's so
important.
helpful to have known
It
that.
is.
I'm so glad we've learned about that.
Yeah.
I hope this helps you guys. It's helped me tremendously, and it helps me to know how to help moms. And getting hands-on with our breasts is something we need to be doing. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and ladies, learning how to touch your breast and feel comfortable can save your life. And so, Helen, thank you for demonstrating. Thank you so much for showing me. Would you tell me about what we have on the table here?
Sure. Toby, do you want to start with?
No, you start with collection.
Okay,
We'll start.
Okay, so just some backstory on Milkies. So I started Milkies in 2007 after I had my second son. I'm an ER nurse, so I work 12-hour shifts, and it was hard for me to find time during a 12-hour shift to pump more than once. And so what I find is on my days off,
You were busy saving lives. And
Yeah.
finding time to do the milk thing was hard.
Right.
And getting hands-on helped?
it helped a lot.
A lot.
A lot. It helped a lot. But also what helped was me collecting breast milk while I was breastfeeding because I really worried about having enough milk stored. I'm gone for a whole day.
Right.
You
12
know?
hours is how long?
12 hours plus drive time plus everything else. I mean, it works out to be about 14 hours and I'm gone. So I was always worried about having enough milk because with my first I didn't. There was times when I didn't. So we had to use formula, which definitely I'm glad that we had that as a choice. But with my second, that was something that I kind of knew what my pitfalls were going to be, and I wanted to avoid. You know, I wanted to exclusively breastfeed. So I noticed that when my baby nursed, I would have soaked pads. I would start out the day on my couch, because my baby nursed all the time, so I basically was on the couch with my baby on my lap all day.
Yes.
And so I would have
her basket of all these pads that went into, right?
So I would have a pile of clean towels.
Wow.
Because I was at home, leaking, right? So I didn't really need
I know all
about
the leaking, yes.
right? So I had a pile of clean towels. At the end of the day, I would have a pile of milk soaked towels. And yet I'm stressing about having enough milk stored. But and yet it's going into these towels.
You could just wring it out.
Exactly. And so one time I caught my milk, I balanced a bottle, and I found out that I leaked 2 ounces every time I breastfed.
You leaked 2 ounces.
And so
that's like, that could be like 10 ounces a day.
Yeah.
That's a whole feeding for a newborn.
Right? Yes. And so, of course, I went online and was like, what can I use to collect this milk? Well, there was no products out there. And so
my mom, when I first had, my mom was a super breastfeeding advocate and breastfed me, my brother, and my sister. And she told me, when you breastfeed, your other breast is going to leak a lot. You're going to want to balance a bowl. And I thought, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Balancing a bowl.
Hold on.
Holding a
Hold
baby.
on.
And like the chances of that milk going everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty much 100%.
Right.
And so I did one time, I did a bottle. My baby kicked it, so I actually never found out how much I leaked.
I think some moms were using mason jars to collect also.
Or bowls.
Or bowls. Yeah.
And it is a balancing act, and it's really kind of actually nerve-wracking. It's terribly nerve-wracking.
A potential other mess to clean up.
But
right?
on top of it, so is not having enough milk, and so is realizing you're discarding milk that you cannot use. So what was your solution?
So I made like a few interesting prototypes at home with glue guns
and
cardboard.
And glue guns and cardboard.
And when I would secure this breast milk storage bag inside with like this little ring. And when I used my prototype, I collected my 2 ounces. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go tell the world about this.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And so, you know, I'll abridge the product development version because as a nurse with no business experience, it took me quite a while to get from, oh, this is a good idea to, oh, I have a product to sell. Right? It took kind of a long time. But I learned a lot. I got a lot of support from other moms. And
came up with a great name, which is that's why it's called the Milk Saver. Because it collects the milk.
It does.
It saves the milk.
And so this just fits into the bra, just any bra or snug tank top. Nipple fits through the opening here, and then the milk just drips into the reservoir. So this holds a little more than 2 ounces.
Okay.
And it's made in Oregon.
Yeah.
So it's super local. And the milk just pours out of this little pour spout right here. You pour it into a whatever
bottle
you're using
or
to
milk
store your
bag,
milk.
or your milk trays.
Right.
So for me, I had a problem where obviously I work for the fire department and I do 24-hour shifts where I'm gone. So I'm gone a long time.
Okay, you two are kind of bad.
We're kind of crazy extreme.
I just go like save people and then feed my kid, and it's no big deal.
Burning building, pumping, all in one day.
I ran into a burning building and then I went and pumped my butt. We're all good.
So pumping for me to be able to feed my daughter became a huge deal. I had to pump.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And I pump with a bunch of guys, and I kind of pump in the back of the engine, the back of a rescue, anytime I can do it. And I found that when I went back to work, you know, I didn't know about, you know, being able to do that with my breast. So I struggled with pumping. And so storage became a big deal for me.
Right.
My first day back to work, my husband thawed, unfortunately, 10 ounces more than he should. And he threw it away, and I had a huge fire that day.
I'm
and
mad at him for you.
so sorry. I had a meltdown at work. I had a meltdown. I was crying.
Whoever said don't cry over spilled milk
Was not
wasn't a breastfeeder. No. And the guys at work were like trying to calm me. My husband thought, oh my God, I just did the rules. Why are you yelling at me? And I'm like, this is not going to work. So I realized I needed to come up with something other than what was available on the market. So I came up with a way of freezing breast milk in single ounce servings. that eliminate that waste. So moms are going to pump into whatever container comes with whatever breast pump they're interested in. They're going to pour into the cavity. Each cavity is exactly an ounce.
Okay, so like with their
Right,
saver,
they would be collecting. They would pour right in,
into there,
and then it's going to
Wow.
freeze into a 1 ounce milk stick.
Okay.
Then they're going to just easily pop it out. And the great thing about the 1 ounce milk stick is that when Dad goes to make the bottle, or grandmother, instead of thawing too much, he only thaws what they need.
So you pop out just the sticky meat.
You can pop out all the sticks and store them in a Ziploc safe freezer bag, and then wash, reuse the tray. So the other thing is money saving. You know, you don't have to buy bags constantly.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the biggest thing for me was the savings. When my husband went to make a bottle, he only did 3 ounces,
Right.
3 sticks.
3 sticks.
If she
can
needed
handle that.
more, she would tell him. So then he'd only thaw if he needed to,
Right.
and he'd only have to thaw 1 or 2 more.
Right.
And that helped me to be able to pump longer for my second child, not my first one. Because this came about from my first one. It's always the second one that ends up being the benefit. But yeah, I mean, for my second one, he only thawed the ounces needed. And so if you're a mom who's working a lot and pumping and
Right.
every drop is golden,
Right.
I hope that you made my product help moms with that.
That's amazing. Well, these are great. Where can we find them? Where can our moms find them? They're
Amazon.com,
Fairhaven.com.
Fairhaven,
Fairhaven.com.
mymilkies.com.
Okay, mymilkies.com.
Yes.
You can find the Milkies Milk Saver and the Milkies storage trays at mymilkies.com, fairhaven.com,
Fairhaven Health.
fairhavenhealth.com, sorry about that, and on Amazon. And make sure you get what you need and practice those breast compressions.
Definitely practice those breast compressions.
We're all going to be feeling our boobs. And thank you both so much for sharing with us.
Jessica.
And I
Thank you.
Leakies, hope everything's going well for you in your breastfeeding journey, and we are here for your support. And please, if you have any questions for us, leave them below on this stream, and we'll try to pop in later and answer a little bit, give some replies. Helen, thank you for bringing your experience
Yes.
and your wonderful product to the market. And Tobi, thank you as well. You have just, it's been such a pleasure to talk with both of you. Have a great one. We'll talk to you
Bye,
soon.
guys.
Bye.